Howdy folks, this is Jonathan, the Game Master for Demon Dayz, an actual play podcast with a focus on fiends and the friends who play them. We've got a great episode lined up for you, but first, we want to give a shout out to our amazing sponsor, Arcanite. Their detailed, high-quality props, maps, and minis are a delight and bring the table to life. We also want to thank Gordon McAlpin for the artwork for our show. Being infernal has never looked so good. Like what we do? Give us a review on your podcast app of choice, and then hop over to our socials to say hi. That's These Demon Dayz on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And now, on with the show.
Friends, fiends! When last we spoke, our hero saved the day and absolutely destroyed those freeloading lizard bastards, saving the captain of the vessel in the process. Then they cooked and ate the remains. A bit morbid, yes, but who am I to judge? Anyway, hand me that mean-looking mug of ale, and I'll tell you what happens next on These Demon Dayz.
The Delight of the Daredak expertly navigates its way through the various channels of the Shattered Lands, operated by a waterlogged and much more subdued Captain Joseph Gemcutter. You rest while you can and help out when asked, and the morning continues on without any trouble. Gradually, the scenery around you changes, wide channels giving way to claustrophobic waterways. The vegetation is much more wild here, and the delineation between land and navigable water all but disappears. And yet Joseph traverses it as if he's done it all his life. Every now and then he barks an order to Scoil, and she grabs a long oar to knock away a knotted branch, or thick vegetation, about to jam or dislodge the blast engine. The skies grow overcast, and a mild fog rolls in from all sides, giving the scenery a dull gray vignette. Eventually Joseph brings the boat to a stop, leaping from his perch at the helm and shutting down the blast engine. It belches, shudders, and blasts out a steady stream of steam before going quiet. You look out past the bow and see a chaotic arrangement of grassland, wild vegetation, and swamp. It's a tableau that's difficult to look at and extremely difficult to focus on at this distance, and it makes you feel uneasy. A little voice in the back of your mind wonders if it's the effect of the tower on the land. Joseph and Scoil each take long oars and guide the Delight as close to land as they can get. You hear a faint scraping at the bottom of the boat, but it doesn't sound that serious. Takes you roughly 20 to 30 minutes to get you and your supplies off the boat, and about another 10 minutes to make sure you have everything. From his perch on the boat, Joseph tosses a small but heavy rock in the direction of your group for someone to catch.
Got it.
Petter grabs it. Joseph speaks up. Going to push off and make for open water, but I won't be far. If I'm not here when you get back, strike that little thing with one of your weapons and toss it as far in the air as you can. It'll burst in a shower of color, and I'll make my way to you. And with that, I bid you all farewell. It's been bearable. With effort, he's able to push off and turn the boat around, although once or twice you wonder if he got the darn thing caught. Scoil gives an exaggerated wave and then leads you all forward. She speaks up. Welcome to the low marshes.
All right, hold on 1 second. And I'm going to reach in the bag, the bag of holding, and see if my new clothes are there.
They are.
Fantastic. All right, okay, let's see what we got. I'll pull it out. And is it roughly duster?
Roughly duster.
Yeah.
Somehow he's able to do it. Make it look cool and still keep the water out and keep you protected.
So with an over-exaggerated like swoop around my shoulder, like I'll look at Scoil and be like, let's go. Yeah.
I wish it had been uglier. We can't encourage him.
I mean,
in
he's
this.
he's quite good at this. He's actually got... All right.
Well, Scoil admires the outfit. Ah, you finally did it. You're ready to go. Let's get everyone into a marching order, if we can, just so we don't get lost. I'll take the lead.
I'll go, I'll stay behind, right behind you and keep watch.
And then behind Fetter.
I'll go behind Fetter.
I'll go behind Taz.
I'll be last.
I can take up the rear if you want.
I'm good.
Yeah, you can.
Just poke, just poke swamp things.
Yusuf pulls out a little vial and
gives some to everybody. It's like a little. It's kind of greasy, but he's like, put this on your arms and stuff. It'll keep the bugs away.
Yeah. Marked it in your inventory as needed, and you've got some bug salve.
Each application is worth 24 hours, so he gives you each 15 applications.
Do you give some to Scoil as well?
Oh, right. He gives you each 10 applications.
Scoil thanks you and starts to apply it herself.
Wait, how's this smell? Like, does it, like, citrusy? Like, what is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine. Well,
Thank God Tassin isn't allergic to
put some.
citrus.
I know. Like, yeah, it's a little, like, eucalyptus-y.
What is the actual item called?
Insect repellent salve. Insect repellent salve, sorry.
You mean you can't incept
No. Shut up.
repellent into our brains?
I mean, I can.
And you all set off. At first, it's not so bad. Your boots sink into the ground a little, and some of the paths feel a bit spongier than others. The elf does a pretty good job of sticking to paths that you would consider safe. Considering the view from the boat, she even catches and points out the fakers, quote unquote, patches of ground that look solid until you step on them, at which point you would fall into the water, and it goes over your head. She points to one in particular. Nasty one, those fakers. Wouldn't be so bad if you had something to latch onto to pull yourself back up. Nothing doing. And the vegetation below gets wrapped around you so fast, it's pretty much a death sentence if you don't come prepared. So, keep vigilant.
Do we have anything to mark our path coming back here?
No, because this area will probably be a lot different on the way back.
Do the trees move?
I would say so. I haven't seen it happen, but trees that were in one place that I've marked have been elsewhere. The mind has a way of playing tricks on you a little bit out here.
Is it the mind or is it the place?
It is a good question. And she keeps moving.
I'm going to do a divine sense.
Okay.
As an action, you can detect good and evil. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or another location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
And you're just looking for a source of evil and
anything that might be near us that's manipulating the environment.
Gotcha.
That type of thing.
You don't sense it so much here as more in the distance. You feel a presence, a large presence in the distance that you can assume is the tower. You can't see it, but you feel just a solid...
Even beyond the 60 feet, I feel it.
You just feel something emanating from a location, and it's roughly like ahead of you. But it's hard to place exactly where. So it still makes sense to go forward, but you can tell that it's a fine line between getting lost. Scoil turns around. We've got us, and I've been through these paths and these different routes enough times to get a general feel for how to get back, so we'll be fine. And worst comes to it, if we think we get close, we'll just shoot off one of those flare type things and, listen to that god-awful steam engine thing blasting away.
Okay.
I'm going to, out of curiosity, as we're walking, pull out the watch compass and just see how the compass side of it is.
How the compass side is doing?
Yeah.
Interesting. So far, it seems to be accurate enough, pointing in the direction you're going. You're going from there about southeast. If I'm looking at your map, Feder, across the way on the table.
Oh yeah, at Edgewater?
Yeah,
we're
Edgewater
heading
Tower, yep.
We're heading southeast.
Yeah, so the compass reflects that, although you notice every few moments or so it just does a revolution around and kind of seems like it's trying to hold on to magnetic north.
No, interesting.
So something is starting to mess with it. Not enough yet to lose your place, but...
Very good.
You guys carefully make your way through this area for what feels like hours. That freshwater smell you enjoyed on the boat is mostly gone now, replaced by an earthy, moldy smell. Eventually, Scoil stops the group. Just past her, you see the ground give way to more water, this time severely choked with thick vegetation. She smirks, and now the fun begins. She reaches back into the small, ornate quiver at her back and pulls out a small rod, the ends of which are fashioned to look like a dragon's head. In the middle is a small button. Next, she pulls out a long rope, longer than you would think a quiver like that could hold, and ties it to the rod. Next, she loops the rope around her waist and then starts tying it to everyone else in the marching order, making sure there's enough slack for you to basically not be drowned by walking if someone else gets a little bit faster paced than you. She holds out the rod, pushes the button, and lets it go, yet the rod doesn't move. She pulls on the rope and tests it for a minute or two before pushing the button on the rod again and taking it back. She attaches it to her belt. Watch your footing, everyone. We're about to get into the deep part of the low marshes. The tether is to make sure we all stay together and not get pulled under or separated. I have a little bit of insurance for that in case half of us go down and we need something to hold on to. And with that, she leads you guys into the water. Skoil does the best she can to lead you through the more shallow paths where the water only reaches your waist. But for the majority of this route, you find yourself in muck that's up to your chest. Thereabouts. A truly miserable experience. After about an hour or two of this bullshit, you notice a dense fog roll in, and it's all you can do to see each other as you move forward. You approach a particularly nasty deep path, surrounded on both sides by gnarled trees and branches that seem to reach at you, but not really get to you. They just seem more oppressive than any other vegetation you've seen so far. Skoil pulls out the dragon rod, and she guides you all forward, and it's the deepest you've been. Probably getting close to about your neck, just above the chest. Your progress slows considerably. Feder, just beyond the deep fog ahead, you think you see an outline of the tower, but it's hard to say that that's a structure in the distance, or if the day is starting to fade, or if the swirl of the fog and just the vegetation is fucking with your perception. But you sense something ahead. Again, truly miserable. And after a few moments, you all notice the water here feels a little bit different than before. More viscous, perhaps? Skoil stops her forward progress and clutches at her head suddenly. You notice that her arms are stained with dark liquid and her face has gone a bit pale. She shakes her head and continues forward, albeit with a bit of a stagger.
Skoil?
I'm fine. Something was messing with my head.
No, come on. Out with it. What's going on?
Oh, God.
Before she responds, you feel something creep at the back of your mind. Just a thought, not really your own. A feeling, despair. It pounces on you with a sudden sharp pain and a sinking, weighted feeling in your head. Everyone, wisdom save.
Balls.
Yusuf rolls a 1.
Oh, fuck.
9.
9.
18.
Okay.
12.
All right.
Jesus, am I going to be the only one who's actually
That
aware
gives
of
me
themselves?
that gives me a 4.
Okay, about a 4. So for those of you who got under a 15, the sharp pain is too much and you fall into the water. You just submerge. The force is too heavy for you. And almost in response, Skoil pulls out the rod and pushes the button, putting it in place. And Taslan, you notice everyone else start to go under. And quick, what are you doing? Skoil's trying to reach behind her and pull at Feder.
Skoil, what's happening? What do we need to do?
The messing with your head. It's starting to pull you down. Like,
I would have had my staffs on me. If I was walking with it, would I have been able to kind of hold on to myself as I sink? Like,
yeah, you'd probably have it above the water.
Okay.
I'm actually going to turn around to Lisa and see that. Thank you, because I totally had a similar idea. Turn around to Lisa and essentially take the bottom part of her staff, kind of kick it a little bit so it ends up under her body.
Okay.
As she's going, and try and use that to like lever her out of the mud.
Yeah, I would say for this, do a strength, just because the water's so thick.
Fuck, that's like my worst skill. 10.
10? Sufficient.
Yes.
You're able to get it under her, and you can. It's harder to lift her from that, though. You're in a bit of stasis. You're still trying to work at that. I'll probably have you do another strength to actually get her up. Skoil is able to get Feder hoisted up to standing, but it strains a bit on the weight of the rod.
I got an 18 for the second one.
Perfect. Yeah, Feder and Lisa are up. Yusuf is still. He's in the back, so he's under.
Lisa, can
Do I have
you
the
help me?
wherewithal to help her grab him now?
Yeah, you guys. The rest of you guys are up now. The
Lisa,
rod is
you okay?
got you anchored.
We need to get Yusuf.
Yeah. I'm going to try and pull Yusuf up.
Can I try and make an athletics check to get myself out of there? Or am I just like...
You're fine. Like, you want to be down there, essentially. Your mind is being messed with to pull you down.
Got it.
No!
1?
I rolled a 1 on my strength check.
I
Roll
got a
one.
19.
19?
Yeah.
So you're getting it. You're pulling him up a little bit. His head has emerged from the muck, so you don't have to roll anything for keeping your breath.
I
What are you guys doing?
envision like in an attempt to
This is a
like
tug of
grab
war.
onto Yusuf and everything and how heavy he is with his armor. Like at one point, my hand probably just grabs onto anything and like I envision myself pulling his hair at one point.
Grab the horn. There's 2 of them.
Scoil holds on to Feder and is like, Feder, you pull, grab so and so.
Wait.
Let's chain it together. Pull. We're gonna do this all
What
together.
What? I
Grab onto the person behind
I
you.
knew this was, huh?
And she slaps your face lightly. Come on.
Focus.
Focus.
Fuck. What?
Turn around. Grab your partner behind
Who?
you. We're pulling.
Taz?
Yusuf is under.
Feder, come on. We need to get Yusuf.
Got it. Okay, great. Yes, got it. Okay, I'm here. Fuck.
I'll try reaching for Yusuf again.
I just like do this whole like hunker down crouch
Okay.
thing and grab onto both of Yusuf's
Someone
horns.
who's one of you guys.
I'll grab. Well, then I'm guessing I'm grabbing on Lisa. Is that the?
Yeah, Squill's grabbing onto you, Feder. Who's grabbing onto
Sorry, hang on. Is this a poison?
It's affecting your mind. It's more of a mind thing.
Okay, so it's a...
We did wisdom and
It's a mental thing. It's not a poison thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Similar to what the Maw demons were. Essentially, like that.
Oh, okay,
that
got it.
Goop.
So like
I didn't know if it was a poison that was causing this sensation.
I see. I hear what you're asking. So I
have
kind of like
defense
hunker
against
down into this sumo kind of position.
Sure.
And grab onto both of Yusuf's horns, and I like turn to Lisa, and I'm like, grab onto my waist.
All right, I've got her waist.
Everyone's grabbed on.
Yeah.
Someone do a strength check, and everyone add your modifier to the
I
person
got
who rolls.
a 19 on the last one.
19?
I rolled. Do you want me to roll again?
This is a different one.
This
yeah?
is a different one. Yeah, sorry.
Could we
Well, this is
maybe-
the one that I did with Lisa, and we didn't actually.
I'm
roll.
minusing this.
Could we
I am
maybe
not
do
helping.
athletics instead of strength?
I think, yeah, if you do it, you could.
Okay.
With your monk background, I would say
Yeah.
you could skirt the
I
athletics.
mean, athletics is better for me too.
I'm not. Well, we don't roll, right? Like we just.
If you want to apply,
Give our
like, help
modifier.
her out, you can add modifiers to it, your modifiers to you if you want.
Well, I rolled an 8 plus 5 for my
Actually, my
athletics.
athletics
so
is just as bad as my strength, so
that's
forget that.
13.
13? Has anyone else got something to...
I have a 17.
I'm
Yes.
adding minus
What-
one
what's
to
your-
whatever this is.
What's your bonus?
I have 0.
You 0?
Yeah, my strength is 10, so it's 0.
Okay. Let's do...
I mean, can
That
I
should be-
charisma the shit out of this thing? Because
I think that should be fine. I think
So
it's...
yeah, whatever the total is, just minus one for Feder.
Okay.
I mean, if Yusuf was super into it, I'd be like boobs in head and see if that like charisma
We're just bending.
get him awake.
Yeah, with Scoil's help, it should work just fine. So you guys pull Yusuf up. You're all standing, and you all take a moment, and slowly this feeling starts to subside a bit. You still feel pretty icky in the back of your mind. That voice is still just talking despair at those of you who failed the roll. It's still itching at you in the back of your mind. Nothing to the extent of like, hey, go down there and have fun.
Can we tell if it's the water or are we experiencing another one of those rifts right now?
Do nature.
Okay. 19.
Seems like it's just the actual stuff in the water, the black stuff.
Okay.
So even though it's the same as what you guys encountered with the Maw demons, it's just this stuff is just pooling in this area.
How much longer do we have to be in this? Can we keep moving, please?
Scoil, make sure everyone's okay. Is everyone up? Is everyone good?
I'm gonna.
I want confirmation from everyone before I unclick this rod here.
I slap Yusuf.
I rolled a 2, so that's a 6. Duh! Whoa.
Is everyone good?
I slap him one more time just for shits and giggles.
Tess. Yeah, I think we're here. We're all here.
All right, let's keep going. If everyone's good, I'm gonna disengage this thing and we're gonna keep going. And she looks to each of you and then pushes the button and starts moving forward. And you guys tentatively progress. And you hear her mumbling, "Fucking nasty stuff. Gets closer every year. Ugh."
I'm gonna, with eye for detail. I'd like to do I can spot hidden creatures or objects, with a perception check. So I would just like to at least do something like that to try to like make sure there's not like a bodily component to this.
Oh, like something
miasma.
giving off the ooze.
Yeah.
You don't discern anything that's giving off the ooze. You see a few different creatures like crocodiles and some other animals wading their way through. They're steering clear of you guys. And from the way you can see how they're moving and just cautiously passing you by, you get a sense that they think you're the threat. But other than that, it's just this thing is like a seepage. And it's probably from the tower as best you can tell.
Could I roll an arcana or a wisdom, whichever you feel is better, to kind of maybe get a sense of what might have happened or what could be causing what happened?
Sure, I would say maybe arcana.
Woohoo! Dice are on fire today. 24.
24. From the conversations you guys had with Galatha earlier, some of the stuff you've read before this, it would appear that stuff from the abyss can seep in and stay as long as there's an open, like as long as this curtain thing that people are talking about, as long as the veil, whatever you call it, is thin enough, the encroaching element, the encroaching abyss, or even if it were like the astral plane, any realm that's encroaching on the material plane can seep in and affect the geography. And it looks like whatever this tower is, whatever this tower did, it's letting this stuff seep in. The stuff from the maw demons you encountered, and maybe that stuff isn't even of the maw demons themselves. It's just part of the ichor that flows from that area of the abyss.
So essentially there's something near probably the tower that has a portal or a thin enough part of the veil to be open.
Or that has broken that area, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, everything that you've heard or read seems to be checking out in that regard. After what seems like an age of walking, just constant struggle through this, you all reach an embankment, which leads you up to a solid, if a bit soggy ground. You're completely out of the water. From here, the landscape evens out and opens up a bit. The sky has darkened considerably, and the fog has thickened even more. Scoil unties you all, but leaves the rope attached to the dragon rod, and then collapses onto the ground, sighing loudly. I need a minute. Can one of you take this rope and the immovable rod thing and scout ahead? If I did my job, there should be ruins of a small cottage somewhere up ahead. I just don't have the energy. I need a break. Anyone can take it. Just push the button. The rod stays in place, and that tethers you as you go out into the fog.
I'm really good at investigation. Does someone want to come with me?
Yeah, I'll go with you. And I'm like, I've got the pen out, and I'm just like already just starting to clean and dry myself like a foot at a time.
I sit down next to Scoil.
What is your investigation?
What? Oh, my investigation
All of it?
is, well, it's +5, but I have eye for detail, so I can't
Okay.
roll under an 8.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because mine's +5.
So then you guys would just need to
as well.
tie each other to the rope, similar to how you guys did in the marching order, and then just activate the rod and go out and leave that be the tether for you.
I mean, would it be overkill if we had all three of us? Because like,
You could. I mean, there'd be a little bit less rope to work with.
all right, Taz, I think we're good. Yeah? I mean, how good are you sneaking around?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys, I just kind of like look back, side eye Yusuf, and I'm like, if you guys don't want me
do that
around,
to
that's
Scoil.
fine.
No, what? No. Just come with.
Yeah, come on. Fine, shit.
So I take the dragon.
Yusuf is oblivious to all of this.
Scoil
He's
just-
trying to center himself.
Scoil just reaches her hand up to like, just do it. I'm taking a 10-minute.
I'm going to just ear for deceit insight check her to make sure she's not full of shit.
Okay.
That's 21.
Yeah, no, she's telling the truth.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can hear it in some of the wheeze. Weird for an elf. So it's clearly she's been working a bit overtime in terms of navigating you guys here, and she's just, you guys are now on land for a little bit,
Right.
and she's just taking a breather.
Right, okay. You seem good with rods. Lisa, you want to lead the way? And no. Taz, no. We're talking about work. This isn't weird.
I have plenty of rods for everyone.
There you go. And
Okay. So yeah, I'll take the lead to someone who's going to be in the back.
and I just slowly turn and look at Taz.
Okay.
Take my staff, and we'll just kind of like you use it to keep yourself steady.
I'll hold on to the tip.
No.
And now you're just like pleasantly suspended between the two of us.
Not the worst.
Sandwich.
So you guys have an immovable rod for now.
Jesus.
And you guys,
Phil, no sex now. I'm working.
It really is FMF.
Out of control. All right. So can we stealth? We're stealthing. I'm paying attention and I'm stealthing and I'm not distracted and I'm doing adventure things.
So yeah, you guys set the rod for anchor and head on out.
Yeah.
Cool. And you're gonna stealth, Feder?
Yeah.
All right. Everyone else needs to roll stealth with them since you're all tethered together.
Means one of us don't fuck it up.
18.
12.
Okay.
Hey, 17.
All right. Not bad.
So you're sitting on your ass check.
Yeah. With a stealth of a 6.
Nice.
You're just
You guys are fine.
farting.
Yeah. You guys are fine.
Probably coughing all this nasty ass water out.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking you were farting because of all that milk that you drink.
God damn it.
So much dairy, so much gas.
Moo. You see a cow wading through the muck.
Out of control. Serious investigations are happening.
Yeah, serious D&D stuff. You manage to get a great deal into the fog while tethered to the immovable rod. The fog envelops you completely, and you find yourself straining to keep any sense of normal direction other than the rope you're tethered with. Eventually, the rope goes taut, but not before you reach what appears to be a ruined stone perimeter. You trace its path as best as you can with what limited distance you have left, and eventually come to a partial gate that has fallen off a hinge and rotted. Looks like this is the place.
I'm gonna, in the process there, I would have checked the compass again just to kind of give us a sense of if the fog got up so we could get back.
Yeah, and as we were walking, I probably would have explained to them too, kind of everything that I fussed out about the feeling of the whole, this is because it's leaking through from either an open portal or a thinning part of the veil and
Oh,
all
great.
of
So
that.
the abyssal plane's just dripping into here.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Oh, the compass, by the way, is having a harder time keep the north. It's starting to rotate a bit more, and then stop for a second. Oh, maybe this is wrong. And you're
right.
starting to find it's unreliable at this point.
well, fuck. Well, I suppose I'll go ahead then. Yeah. I mean, it's not personally my favorite thing to do, but I'm kind of suited for this stuff. Now, does is the cottage submerged as well, or
The cottage? No. You're
on dry
you're on relatively dry land.
dry land? Okay.
Moist land. And so because the fog is still so thick, you can't exactly see that far into it, the area, but you're at the perimeter, the entrance, as it were, of this cottage, supposedly.
Well, Squirrel sent us out here. I can't imagine they're ready to come forward yet. Should we at least go back for Yusuf? Or
I can
what do you think?
run back if you guys want to stay tethered so we don't lose our path here.
Yeah,
I'll just follow the rope and bring them.
sure. And I'll start to lightly look around. I won't go too deep into anything, but
Yeah, because
I just look at Feder.
what?
No.
there'll be a little bit more rope if I'm gone. You guys can go into the entrance.
Look, I can see shit. I'm good at this shit. I don't know why you're... It'll be fine.
Didn't you read any of the horror books from the Kissy Bits? That's the way things like tentacles happen.
Yeah, I grew up in Dis. At some point, you just have to walk places, or you'd never go to the goddamn store. What do you want?
I just walk away.
If you go into the...
I'm going to head back down
if
the
you
road.
go into this fog by yourself, things will happen. And I can't help you because then we will lose the tether.
No, it's fine. I'm just here. I'm just scoot up to the edge of the tether.
And as the couple bickers, Lisa, you wander back and find Squirrel. She's recovered. She's breathing easier now, and she's sitting up. She's stretching a bit and getting ready. So did you guys find it?
Yeah, the ruins are at the end of the rope. Taz and Feder stayed there so that we could follow the rope back.
Yusuf's on his feet too.
Cool.
You feeling all right?
I feel better. I don't know what that was. That was...
I mean, every time I've brought people, we usually get to about around here, and that's when they usually turn back. This is usually the spot, if I can find this particular spot, where everyone's like, okay, the touristy bit's done. And it's that stuff. And that stuff just seems to hit us earlier every single time. I don't like it. Hey, maybe you guys can stop it. That would be hopeful. Should we go? Mm-hmm. She starts walking along the rope to head to the cottage, which just leaves Yusuf.
I go. as
Okay.
well.
Yeah. You all reach the cottage end.
So I totally would have at the very end of the tether, and I'm holding the very tip of your little duster.
Just the tip.
And I let you go out as far as that.
Fine. Yes. Okay, fine. Yes. And I just want to, again, just perception check, eye for detail, try to spot hidden objects or creatures. Yeah, that's an 8.
8?
Well, actually, wait. No, eye for detail. The 2 becomes an 8. Ha ha ha. Oh, actually, no, it's different. That only works for ear for deceit. Sorry. Got all these special cool things I want to do. I want to do them. No, that's an 8. Sorry.
There's an 8. Everything looks fine as far as you can tell. The fog is still fairly thick.
Stop tugging on my goddamn...
Looks clear.
Yeah. And
Stop trying to go further away.
Everything all right?
Yusuf arrives, Lisa arrives, Skoyle does with the... And you feel the rope go
He's
slack.
gonna get lost in the fog and tentacle things are gonna happen.
Just, I'm not averse to the tentacles as you think I am.
Yeah.
So-
You feel a little tug at the rope, and you see Skoyle wrapping it back up as she's got the rod with her, and yeah, she leads you guys further into this property.
Well, I'm like, hold up.
Oh,
Are you sure we don't want... I can just go ahead and scout a bit.
sure.
And, you'll hear...
Tasselin literally just throws her hands up and head to the sky. Eye roll. Ugh.
I mean...
I'll, make a noise. You know what I mean? If
Sure.
something happens, come running in after me.
Yeah, don't use the rock thing for this, but
Yeah.
do make a noise, like a, hey,
Hey, what do we...
something's killing me.
Do you want, a word? Do you want, a cool word?
Better just yell if you need us.
Okay, yeah, fine. Okay.
Maybe a
Christ.
caw.
Yeah. Here we go. And then
Yeah?
I'll just...
Yeah, you walk in and
Look over here! And just, yeah.
look up here.
And just... I'll stealth my way forward.
Sure.
Before you go, I go, wait, hold on.
Yes.
Did we forget about my bird?
This is...
Did you forget
Did
about
you forget
your bird?
I did not forget about my bird, but
Then-
we can use my bird.
Let's do that.
Okay, well, here. Okay, so...
You go
Well,
one way, the
using-
bird can go the other.
Yeah, exactly. I'll go, look, I'll take a left and head... And then just have the bird, fly in towards the house. How about that? 2 sets of eyes. Even better.
Okay, fine.
Come on, you want to stand here? This is what I do.
Yusuf and Lisa just look at each other and shake their heads.
Skoyle chuckles softly.
All right, off I go. And I'm gonna stealth into the mists
All right.
like a badass.
Yep, I kind of whisper into my palm for my bird to go bloop out, feathers, brah, and that should be like the
It just ruins everything. Comes out like...
feathers.
Yes, Burgess Meredith.
And I send that flying off into the fog too.
Sure.
This would be Squale's first experience with my eyes glazing over and
Yeah,
everything.
your eyes glaze over and go white. Skoyle immediately, her head turns to your direction. Oh, that's weird. And watches the bird, and then you, and then checks where the bird, in that direction. Very curious, eyebrow raised. And your bird travels the one direction you're going, and Feder, you go the other.
Yeah.
Your stealth.
Okay, we're stealthing.
If you're, yeah,
Okay, let's do it.
you mentioned it.
Let's do it. That is a swamp dirty 20.
Okay. No one hears you at all. Yeah, you're just wandering through.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing kind of wide around the wall
Yeah.
and work my way. And just percepto vision is just...
Yeah, you follow the little path
up?
to the left after you go through the stone perimeter, and you see immediately to your left and right some trees. You see a glisten on them, and they seem to be curled and gnarled. You look a little closer and notice there's some of that black stuff just chilling, just dribbling down the stuff and
Yeah.
festering at the roots. And you're like, okay, noted. And you keep going on. You see the remains of a broken down stable where animals would be. You see another tree, similar thing. And you see caved in piles of rock where the perimeter has broken and some other trees and foliage have broken through. And then you come to the cottage itself. And
Well, in the stable, I would stop and try to investigate, what, CSI, what happened in here. Was anything, are there marks, tracks? Was there any sort of a struggle? Was this just abandoned hastily? Was it emptied out?
from what you can tell, age more than anything, and the elements have worn this down, broken it down. If there's been any land shifts or storms that have happened here, they've probably broken it down.
But there's no signs of hasty retreat based
No.
on encroaching something.
No. And if there were, you get the sense that it's been so long since this thing has seen anyone
Right.
Probably within that 100 years that Galotho was talking about, maybe even earlier, that if they did leave in a hurry, that doesn't like indicate itself in the property.
Okay. I would, so as I get up to the cottage and I'm following my way around, if I've passed the stables, I'd like to keep going around. Like, if I see the cottage pretty full on?
Yeah.
Is there a way to get around to the back?
From where you're going and what you can see on the map, you
Yeah.
get stopped by a larger tree that seems to break in. You can kind of climb yourself over the stone of the actual perimeter.
Right here?
Yeah, you can pass around the stable, and as you go through, there's another tree at the actual cottage itself, the big place.
Okay.
And you have to climb your way around it because the tree is a bit bigger than the other ones, and you carefully avoid the black ichor that glistens off of it and festers.
Okay.
And you notice that there's not really any of the walls that are still standing.
Okay, so
The tallest part of the wall would be about maybe waist high.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of all crumpled in, and you can actually, from where you're standing, see inside. And that, this was a room, maybe.
right.
This was... You can see loose definitions of rooms and places, but
Can
there's
I
no, like, roof or anything.
This tree, is there a way through that I can get up without getting into the ichor, where I could try to get a perched spot? Kind of, how tall is this, like, gnarled tree?
About maybe 15, 20
Yeah,
feet. It's
I'd
pretty
like to
big.
just, like, kip, and then just find a place where I can kind of perch up in the branch and then look across the entirety of the ruins and see what I can see.
Sure, there's a couple dry patches, maybe a foot or so above you. So it would take a little bit of a leap, maybe from a rock or from the perimeter wall.
Yeah, I'll go
onto
from,
it.
Yeah, the wall.
Maybe
And branch.
an athletics.
Okay. How about? But I'm doing it acrobatically though.
Oh, acrobatics.
Jonathan.
Sure, then. If you're gonna put some flair into it.
Yeah, of course. Hey, that's a natural 20.
Perfect.
So 23.
yeah,
So
you
smooth. You put in a little loop.
you do some sick parkour shit.
Yeah.
But no one sees it.
But you know what? I know in my heart that I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just seconds before you did it, the bird flew by in its loop around, and Tazlin saw you kind of prepping like a cat might to jump, and the bird just
I
made a
resent
sound.
that. I resent that comparison.
And you make your leap.
I do that just to see Sam's face, really, and none of you can see it on this audio podcast. But it's a delight. The look of just disapproval. It's so yum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then once I get settled up there, I want to look out across and do the same kind of eye for detail thing and see if I can see anything.
Yeah, do another roll.
10.
10? The fog is pretty thick up here. You can make a rough outline of the place and see that there's no roof to the cottage. The place nearest to you off to the right a little bit, that circular perimeter, looks like it may have been a storage unit that went downstairs or something along those lines. But yeah, you can kind of in the distance, you can see there's a well that you passed, you think, in the middle of the property.
Do I see the bird as it's going overhead? Can I kind of wave them forward, like try to get the bird's attention?
The bird has already started its round back, so it
Okay.
doesn't see you. Like I said, it missed your cool, sweet moves.
Oh, okay.
And it was headed back
course
to
it did.
Tazlin.
All right.
So it's up to her if she wants to send the bird out for another round to see if Feder found anything. But last
Sure,
you saw, he was
I'll-
just dorking around on a tree.
Everyone kind of like hears me chuckle just a little bit to myself, and I'll send the bird. I'll keep the bird flying around until I see something of note.
While the bird and Feder are looking at the inside of the perimeter, can I just check behind us, make sure we're not like being followed?
Sure.
Okay. 12.
You don't notice anything.
I will stay put, try to get wave down subtly the bird, and then try to wave them forward
Sure. And
vis-a-vis the...
Tazlin, you see it. You see Feder
Okay.
waving from the top of the tree, trying to get your attention. It's a little erratic and wobbles a little on the branch.
Come here.
The bird kind of like goes and lands near and just kind of like stares at him.
Yeah, so I'm just going to look and just really the dumbest, not actual I am going to stay here with hand signals. You come into there. Thumbs up. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Oh God, it talks. So I'm beset upon all sides by
For those of you listening at home, Tony is making a hand puppet noise. It's just right in front of Jonathan's face, or Johnny's face.
goddamn beasts. I'm just always.
And it flies off. And of course, like me, Taslin is totally just like, good. He's making hand symbol. Oh, okay. He's staying here. I kind of hold my hands out, just out in front of me. Somebody grab me. So
Skull reaches out and like dances her fingers along the top of your wrist and then latches on to your arm.
that tickles.
All this while her eyes are just rolled up in the back of her head.
Oh no, they're not rolled up. They're misty white, like they glazed over, like a
So
cloud.
it looks like they're rolled up in the back of your head.
Sort of, but they didn't actually do the creepy roll up.
They're just creepily glassed over. No, I get it.
Yeah, it's like the blind oracle. Feder is staying where he is so we can move forward. Somebody has to pull me along until I can, see again.
Yeah, Squale helps you through the property, and every now and then she'll jerk a little bit. Watch out for that rock. Watch out for that pebble.
That's
Watch
nice
out.
because I can't hear a single
Yeah.
thing.
She doesn't know that. She's not exactly familiar with this thing. She eventually, after doing this for a moment, turns to Lisa. She can't hear me, can she?
No. No.
Ah, fucking perfect. Cool.
Yusuf just shakes his head.
And yeah, you guys fully get into the property and spread your wings, as it were. And yeah, it's an old cottage. And from what you all can see, it's mostly caved in. There's no roof or ceiling to speak of. So all the stuff you brought in preparation, you're going to have to keep yourselves warm and secure. You guys start to set up your camp where you can. Scoil reaches back into her ornate quiver attached to her back and pulls out a few 5-foot-long poles with one end sharpened into severe points. She jams each of them into the ground at random intervals around the ruins, just enough to kind of cover the area in front near the well. She also takes out a few different stones, strange-looking rocks, and attaches them to the top and whispers something into them. And they start to glow with a light that illuminates the place and gives you a little bit more visibility, different points around, to kind of get, here, there's stuff, we're good here. Sets a perimeter with light, like some magical torches. And then she jumps in and helps the rest of you guys start preparing a campsite.
So while they're getting set up, I want to stealth out of the tree and then try to sneak up on them just for fun.
Okay, so stealth out of the tree. And
I still have my bird out, and I'm like, guys.
so are you...
Well, I'm stealthing from the bird too.
So, Feder, you're stealthing from the tree. You're also trying to avoid the ichor on it.
Yeah.
So
it's only a 10.
So do the acrobatics.
Okay.
And a 10 for the stealth?
Yeah, 10 for the stealth. The acrobatics is 22.
Acrobatics? So you get down just fine. Your stealth isn't... You're a
This
little noisy.
bitch wants to be seen.
Is anyone else rolling to try and see what he's up to, what shenanigans he's doing?
my bird is still watching him.
Yeah,
so-
but I would wait for part of the stealth would be wait for the bird to not look at me and then do it.
It's a raven. It can just stare at you.
Right. Well, I'm looking back at him, waiting.
Are you staring at him or are
Yeah.
you looking around?
No. Now that the bird has come back. Well, the bird left and then was flying around. It didn't necessarily stay with him.
Yeah. So then when the bird's gone,
So when the bird's gone. So when the bird's over here.
into the shadows
Poof.
with a 10.
10? So, yeah. So if anyone wants... he's trying to sneak up on you guys, so you guys got to do some perceptions.
He's only invisible when no one's looking at him.
The bird's... I'm looking. Damn. Dayz, you are amazing today. I got a dirty 20.
I got a 16.
Okay.
Just because I'm actively looking while we're setting up camp.
I got
right.
a 6.
All right.
So we making camp or what?
I kind
Yeah,
of
working on
off
it.
to the side was like, hey, so Feder's trying to sneak, just to squeal and maybe to use...
Squale. Keep saying squale. She's not a storm. That's a squall.
That's a squall.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well
Ruined
done.
my own joke.
Great job.
But
Yeah,
I'm
so
just
what?
kind of
Taslin, you're trying to get everyone's attention, and Squale just winks at you.
I'm just like, Feder's coming.
Oh, yeah, no, you can't see her. She winks at you anyways.
Yeah. Act surprised.
Well, yeah, but I already did it, though.
Yeah.
And I know, but that was...
Oh my
that
god.
was to the-
Okay.
that was to the people other than Lisa, which is why she reacted.
Okay.
Yes.
Yusuf just Shakes it has the head
Right,
of the
so
bicker.
I set it up to ruin it, and it just got ruined.
Which way is the wind?
Can I swing an attack at Feder for him sneaking up on me?
Sure.
Yes, you can.
Okay, because I'm doing an unarmed strike on him. 21.
Sure, I'll take it. Uncanny dodge.
Yeah, Feder, to set the scene, Feder jumps out and blah, and Lisa screams and goes at him, tries to hit him. And you said uncanny dodge?
Yeah.
That's 8 points of damage.
So
Sorry, 7 points of damage.
Reduced to 4. As I catch
You catch the foot.
try to I'll still take it, but I'm trying to.
Yeah, no, you catch the foot, but there's a pressure behind it that you weren't expecting.
All right. Yes. Good test. Well done.
Which is there any wind blowing, or is it all just kind of like stagnant?
My
air?
eyes unglaze right as that happens.
There's no wind to speak of. Yeah, just stagnant. The fog sits. Everything feels heavy.
Okay, so I'm gonna put one of our blocks of incense. I'm gonna put one of those in the doorway itself and light it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
just so it's wafting back and forth.
Are we camping in the cottage or like just outside of it?
I don't know. Dealer's choice.
Well, what's the inside of the cottage look like? Is it like, are the floorboards like together? Is it creaky? Is it damp? Does it stink?
Yeah, the floorboards are together. There's moss and some vegetation on it, and they creak. They don't really creak that much since they're still pretty soggy. But there's no roof. There's no ceiling. The walls are mostly broken. You don't have any cover other than just there's some perimeter partial cover along like the wall.
How's the hearth?
There's a platform that could be a hearth, but no more
chimney?
no more chimney. Yeah.
Right.
Do we want to
It's
alert
just a
people
stone.
to our presence with a fire, though?
You can look, there are ways to. Well, no, I don't know that. To do someone with survival, tell her that you can make it. in
Why
fires.
don't you just say it, and then I'll be like, I said that.
Okay, so no, you can make a fire with a windbreak and kind of it would have.
Why
to be
do you
outside.
know this? I don't believe you.
no, no.
Taslin, did you tell him?
Yusuf does this.
Okay.
With a survival of a 20.
Sure.
Okay.
Anyone else want to go down in the spooky basement? Because why not? You know?
Obviously.
Yeah. All right.
You
let's
walk
go.
over to their.
My hand raises up really high. Ooh, 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 me.
I'm still not totally convinced we should be sleeping in the cottage. You know, like if we're going to sleep in tents, you know.
I mean,
I also am like, there's an ichor, so there's definitely tentacles.
yes, but I mean, a floor. It's not much, but this looks like.
You get to the circular storage room that would have stairs going down, and the whole thing is collapsed in, just rock, rubble, vegetation. There's no access. So if there was a basement, it has all since caved
It's
in.
gone.
Yep.
You guys want me to jump? We have Scoil's cool pole.
Look, we can do a double.
Could be like a little Lace yo-yo. You know,
Oh,
just
yeah,
stick
just
that pole in the ground and be like, wee, wee.
Yeah.
Scoil says,
So how-
we're using those for lights.
Oh, Scoil.
It's ruining everything.
I mean, if you don't want to see things, that's fine.
I will definitely peer down into the abyss.
I
and see if there's
have
anything
my
there.
bullseye lantern.
Yeah, me too.
And we
You're
also
peering-
all
Oh,
have dark
into the
vision.
hole. Or are you just saying?
No,
that
it's all caved in. There's nothing.
Oh, so it's up to. There's not even a divot.
No,
It's
there's
just-
no divot.
Well, that's not as exciting as it could be.
Oh, darn. An area where someone could sneak up and attack us from is caved in. I'm fine with it.
All right. Okay. Well,
Yusuf continues to send up his tent.
I guess there's nothing else to do. It's just.
Yusuf, if there's ichor everywhere, it's an interplanar rift. They could sneak up on us anyway, from anywhere. Remember, that's happened to us 2 times now.
Right, but out in the wild, I just don't want a bear that possibly lives in here thinking it's a cave coming up and like, oh, this is my place. Mall.
It'd eat
They
better
are
first.
adorable if they're not trying to eat you.
Scoil chimes in. Yeah, a swamp bear with black ichor might not be the best cuddle buddy.
Yeah.
All right. So dinner, drinks. What are we doing?
Does the ichor? I'm asking Stoyle. Does the ichor affect the animals? Is it part of them?
All the creatures we've encountered have been agitated in some way, just one step away from being set off. It's that stuff, whatever the stuff is that's seeping through. I've been able to withstand it just because of the frequency of doing this, traveling back and forth. But man, you guys almost went down.
That was that hit me hard. Is there any wood around here that I can make a torch out of?
stuff from the floorboards or the debris that's where the cellar might have been.
Yeah.
Stuff from the...
I'll grab a piece of that and
the
wrap
stable.
some cloth and oil in.
They're very damp, so yeah, you'd have to really get...
Yeah. 14. Make a torch out of survival.
I have a torch.
Oh, perfect.
Would you like one? I have 16 torches.
Holy crap. Yes.
That's so much more than I have.
I'll take one of those.
Which is good,
please.
because...
I have one torch.
Yeah, you're not getting much luck with your sloppy wood.
I'll get my bullseye lantern out in my own space.
I light the torch and I see if the ichor burns.
It takes a minute, a full-on minute, like good on 60 seconds, and starts to light a bit, but it doesn't keep very well. Like the light eventually starts to putter out.
It extinguishes itself.
Yeah.
Does it look like it's curdled, or does it look like it burned off? Like, is it like paper? Like there's just ash, like there's nothing left, or does it look like cheese after it burns, like it's like scorched and charred? What's the result?
A little bit more like just a scorched on the top. Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like it affects it. Yeah, but takes a while.
Okay.
Yeah, you sense regular non-magical fire isn't going to be as effective on that.
Okay.
And yeah, you see that the sky grows completely dark. Night has overtaken, and that combined with the fog, you're glad that you have the torch and that the different points where Scoil put the makeshift magic lamps up definitely keep your visibility pretty good.
Okay.
I don't remember feeling anything from the journal, but I'm still going to check it
Okay.
and just see if anything past that ominous, like, K period is appeared.
Unfortunately, there's been no additions to your journal.
Right. Okay, well,
Doesn't seem right to you.
yeah.
Eventually, Scoil walks up, gathers everyone together. All right, why don't we do a setup? Who's going to do the watch for the night? I'll offer to do the end, because I think I need like 4 hours to meditate, and then I'll be good. And I'll round out the evening for you guys.
I'll stay up a bit.
Sure. So, yeah, Scoil places herself at the end of the watch.
Wake me up when you're done, Vetter.
So one of you guys get a break, actually. One of you guys don't have to.
Maybe that should be me, actually, because I'm such an idiot. My perception's just lousy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who else is good at watches?
not Yusuf.
Oh.
He's trying to be better at it, so he'll take... you said you're going to be up for a little while?
Yeah, I'll stay up first.
Okay.
Feder gets first.
I'll do after Feder.
Okay.
I'll go third.
Taslin gets second.
Since someone gets a break, would you like help on your watch?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, four eyes are better than two that don't necessarily work.
That's true. Yeah, Lacey and I'll take watch together.
Okay, yeah.
Bad stuff always happens on one of our watches, so I think we need to team up.
Now, does that mean double the bad stuff?
Shut
will
up.
happen?
Shut up. Shut your face.
No. So let's position you guys where you guys are camping out, where you're bedding down. Let's get that situated
I would
for the nap itself.
100% go inside. Like,
Okay.
I'd put my bedroll out on wood and not earth. Like, I'm going inside.
Okay, you're going to be inside the place.
But also, where's Taslin gonna go?
Well, she kind of sees like Feder go inside, but then uneasily like eye her as he's putting everything down, and like he starts putting it down really confidently and everything, and then he slows down and like looks at her and is like not as quickly and confidently putting it down.
Stop telling us what he's doing. Tell us what you're doing.
She walks in. I'm assuming he can stop me anytime he's like, this is not what he's doing. She walks in and she kind of like sits down in the doorway, like right on the inside the threshold next to the doorway.
Okay. Is that where you've...
I mean, that's where I'm gonna sleep. That's not where
Okay.
I'm gonna scout from. But
And like pulls out one of the extra big double blankets.
the double blanket?
Yeah.
All right, Lisa, where are you staying? Yusuf, where are you staying?
Yusuf is also going to sleep inside.
Okay.
Is this the old hearth?
Yeah, that's the old hearth.
He's probably going to put his back to that.
Okay. There's enough of a wall that you can lean your back against it. Not comfortable, but nothing in this place is. And Scoil's going to be over near the... actually, she's going to be over at the stable during her meditation. She digs around, roots around in a spot, and places her hand and says an Elvish prayer, and then sits cross-legged and closes her eyes.
So where are you on watch from?
On watch, I'm gonna like be making a perimeter,
Okay.
like stealthing around the outside.
Lace is going to make a nest in the corner of the cottage just to the right of the entrance.
Okay.
Probably spend a couple some times up in like some trees, trying to look out.
Cool. Roll that perception. Okay. You've already got a high one as it is, but let's just roll some extra to let you roll some dice.
That's another swamp dirty 20. Come on. And I'll use my eye for detail as well with all of that.
Yeah, every now and then you'll see a random a wolf walk by off the perimeter or another creature. I think you see what you think is a crocodile check the place out, and the animals feel tense, like they're ready, but they see you, not you, but they see people here. They see stuff happening, and they shy away. But you sense some agitation in the air. You see a few creatures at least scope out the place. Nothing too intelligent, just what's this place? Oh, things are here. Things look violent. Bye.
Okay. And I'm just having to think while I'm doing it, and before I wake Taslin up, I'm going to pull my journal out kind of hastily, and I'm going to write down, and unlike usual where it's an infernal with the family cipher, I'm going to write in common in Thieves' Cant. The eel will often squeal and reel because it feels but cannot kneel.
Okay.
Which is a code to my mother.
Okay.
Pretty much, like we have a couple of like bug out codes, like an "Are you okay?"
Gotcha.
And I feel weird because it's kind of like DEFCON 5. Like, well, this is like DEFCON 3. This is like,
Gotcha.
Are you okay? Because again, we've had some problems. So,
This is the point where you'd be like, okay, if they don't respond to this or do another okay, I'm going to be worried.
yeah, I'm going to be super worried because
Gotcha.
it's been a couple days now.
Okay.
And then I'll, Tess.
Huh?
Hey,
What?
Hey, things are pretty good. Some beasties, but everyone seems to be giving us a nice wide berth. So, are you sure? Do you want me to stay up with you, or are you good? Or
I'm like rubbing the sleep from my eyes. I should be okay. You're welcome to stay up with me if you want, but you should also get some rest at some point.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, nothing happens on your watch, Feder. You're all good. Which then brings us to Taslin. Do the rounds of check out the property, perception check.
You would think I'd know my perception number by now.
So when Yusuf is asleep, he's got his hammer so that the handle is sitting down and the head is like laying against his chest.
Okay.
So if for some reason he gets moved or something like moves him, the hammer will fall and hopefully make a lot of noise
And make
to
a clatter?
wake other people up.
Gotcha. Perfect.
I got a 22.
22? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Feder, you see a few animals approach the perimeter, sniff it out. They can smell people. They can smell living beings here, and they sense more of a threat. So they stay clear. They give it a berth. You even see a fox randomly. And you eye it and notice that it's matted, a little bit bloody, a little bit of that black ichor. The animals that you do see scoping around, they look rough.
Actually, let me make this distinction just really quick. When Feder like lays down, I actually don't really get up to go anywhere. I just send my bird out again.
Sure. And then that's
Which would be the same score anyway. So.
Yeah, and you get more detail of the animals that you see. The creatures do shy away from the bird as it approaches and swoops by, sort of as if you're like shining a light on a bug and it's like, oh shit, and then zips away. But they just flinch because it's sudden movement, and you can see like the fox, part of its tail is missing, gnawed off, part of there's holes in these creatures. You see a crocodile that's mostly gone, but still limping along, carried along by this ichor. You're seeing just a degenerative state of the wildlife around as they...
So these guys are super skittish even of each other.
Yeah. So the natural order of hunter-prey animals, it's not working. Something
has them really spooked.
Everything's prey.
Everything's prey, and it's not necessarily each other that's the hunter. Right. So,
and like to the point where even something that might be smaller than them is terrifying.
Right. So that bird could have been something much bigger in the fog.
What was it? A splurgin? The cat from
Flurkin.
Flurkin.
Yeah.
It's a flurkin in bird form. Not really.
A blurdkin? Is that what you were trying to say?
Yeah, a blurdkin. A blumpkin.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
It.
A comet hits. And yeah, your watch goes by without any issue. But you do, as you near the end of your watch, you do feel a sense of sadness as just the fucked up nature of these things as you're watching them. They don't seem to be migrating, trying to leave. They're trying to find stableness. They're trying to find some reconnection back to normal nature.
Yeah, that like makes me really sad considering the amount of time I've spent out like in the wilderness.
Yeah. And there's just no order to it. The creatures coming and going, and it's just like nothing you've ever dealt with out in the wild.
So to wake Yusuf and Laysa up, I'm actually going to send my bird to land on like Yusuf's head and start pecking at his horns.
Tick, 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 tick.
Yeah. God. Okay. He kind of flips the bird off his head.
Bird comes, lands on my shoulder. Eyes go back to normal. Just kind of tilt my head up at him, and I'm like, "It's your watch."
Thanks. Yusuf gets up and he goes over and he places a hand on Laysa's shoulder. That's all he does, and he waits for her to wake up.
Sure.
Ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and you guys, before you do your rolls, you just walk out, and you see Scoil is still sitting there in her meditative state, sweating a bit and twitching. If it's a dream, it's not a good one, but then the rest is just your perception check and what you can see.
Well, she said she only needed like 4 hours, right? So are we just doing an hour a piece, or are we doing 2 hours a piece?
Yeah, it's past when she should be, but she's just...
If she's... So if she's just kind of twitching, and she's still in it, I'm gonna walk over and do a medicine check. I'm not gonna touch her.
Okay.
The 12.
It's a nightmare of some kind. It's just causing her to not quite get out of her sleep, and just an old nightmare, having trouble getting that full-on 4-hour meditation rest that she would normally do.
Okay.
Just let her work through it.
Yeah.
It's okay. This place is tough.
Yeah, but she's not getting any rest is the problem. I don't think.
I'm
wondering if it's worth waking her up so she can try and fall asleep again.
Since I also meditate, would I know if she's working through something or if she's actually resting? Like, what would be the check?
I guess do a medicine.
Or insight. Ooh, can I do insight? I'm trained in that.
Sure. I was going to say insight's good for me, too.
Insight.
Oh, natural 20.
I rolled a 2, so that gives me a 6.
It was so close to the 22.
I got a 23.
Okay, yeah. No, whatever it is, it's fucking with her rest. And it's probably remnants of whatever the ooze was. She's just trying to work through it to get to that peaceful REM sleep, the equivalent, alpha equivalent.
So I'm going to, because like if you're having a nightmare, sometimes when you wake up from it, like it just puts it away and then you're able to fall asleep. So I'm gonna shake her and try and get her out of it.
Okay. She blinks a few minutes and shakes her head. Yeah, I guess. Well,
start over. We got watch. Start over.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go to a different place. This ground is not good. She gets up and you see some of the black from the tree had
moved its way under it,
under her, and she just she shakes it off and moves over.
Does she have any on her?
There was some on her clothes and on her, like it had been on her person where she was sitting.
Okay.
So
when she gets up, is it still there, or is it like
there's still a pile there and there's still some attached to her, but she kind of brushes at it and just shakes her head. And
does she like want to remove it, like get it off of her?
Oh yeah, there's still some on her. So if you want to brush it off of her, you get it off of her. And
the hearth isn't bad.
Okay. She heads towards the hearth and sits down, closes her eyes, and you sense her relax a bit more after maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
So it might be working.
All right, shall we?
Sure. I'll go this way. And I just start kind of patrolling around the cottage.
Okay.
I'll hit the perimeter.
Sure.
Like,
Go opposite and we'll meet up and
yeah.
roll to 1.
I rolled a 2.
These motherfuckers. These motherfuckers. Every
Gonna be a
goddamn
13.
time.
It was gonna be a 13.
I jinxed us.
Yeah. Way to go, Dick.
It's all good. You don't even see any animals on the perimeter. Everything seems hunky-dory.
Looks
It's
clear.
gonna happen when Squale
We're just
is
like
on watch.
big spoon, little spoon. We're just like happy, feeling content that we did a great job.
We really did.
Oh God, fuck no.
Okay. I go and look. No. I'm going to go kind of look where Squirrel was meditating. Does it look like that Icar was like pursuing her, or did she accidentally like sit down in it? Like, I'm going to watch this tree in this area for a bit. Does it move toward me?
How close are you to it?
I just walk in. I'm going to walk in there. And I'm
Walk in
going to
there.
sit at like the edge of where she was sitting and just like kind of watch it for a minute.
At first, you don't notice anything, but then you realize that the gap between you and the puddle or the little area is closer. You notice it'll be a little bit closer. It's really hard to tell because of the uneven ground there, but you sense that the distance you had isn't quite the same. And you blink a few times, and it's a little bit closer. And you just
I work my way around the cottage and see she's sitting down, so I go over to her.
yeah, and you notice it's almost touching. It's almost touching you.
It moves toward us. We should go look in on the others at least.
Okay.
Make sure that they're okay in the cottage.
Go in.
Okay.
Check everybody where they're sleeping. Is there any Icar on them or anything?
Do
14 in
14?
investigation, or what do you want, perception? It's the same for me.
yeah, either one is fine.
Investigation's
Investigation?
23 for me.
23, 14. You notice Scoile's fine. You notice Fetter's fine. You notice that on the side of Taslin's face, half covered, is the black stuff.
Awesome.
Gonna pull that off of her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It does stir you a bit as you see Yusuf clawing at your face a bit and swiping away muck that you didn't realize was there.
I'm kind of like, what? I thought we were cool.
No,
Don't move. Does it come off like grease, or does it come off like silly putty? Like it just like the whole thing comes in one go?
Slightly thicker grease, maybe a little bit more molassesy.
Okay.
A little bit more, maybe honey, I guess is closer consistency.
Ugh.
The Icar.
And I'm like, I didn't mean, like, it was the bird's idea.
The Icar follows
No.
us. We were just getting it off your face.
The Icar moves.
Taslin, this a wisdom save.
You would think I'd know my wisdom number 2. Haha. 25.
25. You brush it off. There was that gnawing thought in the back of your mind.
So we'll let her go back to bed.
Yeah.
And then
I'm not going back to bed now.
Let's do one more around the perimeter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe try taking a look again.
Yeah.
I kind of look over my shoulder at Fetter. Is he?
He's fine.
He's fine. Okay.
Snoring away.
Yeah. Taslin, do a perception though. Which figure is Feder on the map?
He's right next to her.
Okay, right next to her.
He's the bronze one.
Okay.
17.
17. You don't see anything in the immediate area, but you do see maybe about 5 feet away, just a little glob of the black stuff, and you're not sure, but it looks like it's slowly angling toward him.
I'm gonna do a little teeny tiny eldritch blast at it.
It ignites in the light of the Eldritch Blast and singes for a while and then goes away.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait, the flame goes away, or it starts to move away?
It destroys it, that little glob. The Eldritch Blast, the more magical nature, has a little bit more of an effect on it than just your regular torch fire.
Okay, cool.
I kind of just very quietly, so it doesn't wake Fetter. I'm like, yeah, that's right. You come near here, I blast you. Stay away.
And then, yeah, you're
Who are
two.
you talking to?
The black slimy stuff.
Okay. He removes his head from the doorway. It's like, okay.
Yeah, what'd you guys get for your perceptions, Lesa and Yusuf?
11.
9.
Better. You
Dirty 20.
together.
No.
Yusuf, you come across on the perimeter, before you get to Tazlan, the corpse of a fox that's mostly wasted away by the black ichor. And Lesa, yeah, you see a wolf just sitting in the distance, hunched down, just looking in your guys' direction, but scared. Outside of the perimeter, just you see creatures are aware of your guys' existence there, but they don't like it. They don't like what's up.
Is the fox is it dead, or is it?
Yep, it's dead. They
like decomposing.
Starting to, yeah.
Okay.
What happens if I step toward the wolf, like just in his direction, toward the edge of the perimeter?
The wolf backs up a little bit, kind of backs up with its hind legs first and scoots back. So it's ready to bolt.
Continue my walk around until I find Lisa again.
This place is so weird.
It seems to just be affecting. I mean, it looks like it's feeding off the living anything. Do I see the wolf?
Yeah, you see it. You see it. The yellow of the eyes in the fog, but when you make eye contact, it looks away.
I've never seen a wolf in the wild so scared before. It's weird. It's sad.
Natural order is not a thing here right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, your watch starts to come to a close. You see Scoil stir before you get to her, and she blinks. She seems a little bit more at ease, a little bit more relaxed. Thank you guys.
You all right?
I don't know what was going on. Did you see what was happening? I had it was the weirdest thing. It was the worst nightmare I've ever had. I don't get nightmares. I usually get reminiscence of a past life before mine and things like that. I get visions of those nature, but never nightmares. This was something else.
The Ichor is sentient, at least at a base level. I mean, it's.
Did you see more of it? Well,
it was on you. It was moving toward you, and when I went
really,
when I went into the stable, it did the same thing to me. It moved toward me.
Huh.
There was some under you when you were resting the first time. There was some on Taslin when we went in to check on them.
Well, that's weird because it wasn't there when I sat down. I picked the spot because I felt I could feel the roots of the trees, and I wanted to just be there for comfort. They seemed so distressed, but yeah, that's probably why. This place. Maybe after this I'll retire. But yeah, did you guys see anything else on your watch?
Just some animals. The natural order is not in control here.
No, it's not.
I go to the well and
okay.
Just check that out.
Sure, it goes down maybe 10, 15 feet. You see rock through your dark vision, you can see rock at the bottom.
Is it empty?
It's empty, yeah. Dried out. You see a little bit of moss and vegetation down there, but nothing useful. So
okay.
I'm going to go lay back down, but I'm going to check my little area to make sure there's no Ichor at least nearby for right now.
Yeah. You go to your little spot and you see stuff off in the, maybe 15 feet away.
Well, as I was there with Fetter, because there's no way I went back to sleep. As I would see little things move in the darkness,
yeah.
I just Eldritch Blast it. Just like, pew, pew,
Lisa, yeah, you see such a situation. You see Taslin just reach up and zap one, and it wither, the black goo wither away.
I go and kind of sleep closer to her and Fetter.
Yeah. And yeah, Squall gets up for her watch.
I'm going to take my spot back at the hearth again.
Sure. She clasps a hand on your shoulder and in thanks and nods and heads outside, and she stretches her limbs and, gets ready and starts to...
I'm going to look around before I sit down, I'm going to look around for any of the Ichor around where I'm at.
Sure.
Also on the other side of the wall from where I am.
Okay, yeah. So for directly in front of you, around you, you wouldn't have to roll, but for behind the hearth, I would say, yeah, roll investigation on that.
7.
7? You don't notice anything.
Okay.
But logically, you would think that you have a little bit of clearance because of the back, the stone in the back, that it would take some time. So you feel that it's a good advantageous position.
Okay.
And yeah, sleep takes you uneasily. Takes you both. Yusuf, as soon as you close your eyes, you find yourself in a stream once again. In your dream, just a gentle stream. You're floating down it. Your armor's not weighing you down. It feels chilly but nice. You sense nature around you, but more vibrant. You catch immediately that this is just a vision or a dream or something.
Am I lucid, or is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, so you travel a little ways and you take in the view. It's peaceful, serene. You get lost in the flow of it, and eventually you stop as you find yourself beached onto this bit of land, this bit of forest, and in front of you, a tree that's similar to what you saw in Edgewater, with the same shapes. These are moving, and kind of like there's no wind, but they're just reaching out and grabbing and gyrating a bit. There's a liveliness to the tree that you don't see in any trees really. And at the base of it, reading a book, you see a white-robed woman with hair that seems to cascade down as a waterfall.
Kind of like a flowing Instagram picture.
Yeah, like a flowing Instagram picture. She sees you and brightens, and you recognize her from your submerging in Trost as Eldath. She sits there. She sits up. Welcome. You are here, which means you are probably dreaming.
I hope so. Otherwise, I'm dead.
She walks up to you, places a hand on each cheek.
I'm very weary of this.
Yeah. She makes the effort and sees you caution, and she just puts her hand back. It's like, you look terrible. She looks into your eyes. You're in a bad place. You're in the worst place. Where are you going?
We're seeking the tower.
That is an awful land.
Yes. It's, from what I've seen of it so far, it's the worst land I've seen. It's nothing natural about it. It's infected by whatever this black ichor is.
It's beyond my sight. I can barely see you as it is. It's beyond my power. Is it lost? Can it be reclaimed?
I don't know.
And then in the distance, you hear a crack and a shriek, and just a few birds off in the distance rise up. She startles. That's you. Wake. And you wake up, and you hear screaming out towards the well, a shriek and a thump, and a loud, roar and ripping sound. And everyone should roll initiative.
Shit.
See, it always happens.
Ooh boy, I sure hope that elf guide is okay and not completely clobbered to death by some vile creature. And with that, I bid you all farewell. Stop by next time with a healthy helping of beer, and I'll tell you what happens next on these Demon Days.
You look out past the bow and hear a kobold swimming towards your boat.
We should probably have her in here. Because that's going to happen.
Flaws. Am a kobold.
Surprisingly, the kobold with the knife in its mouth cuts a hole in the hull, and the boat begins to sink.
Drew is over here trying to jinx us.
No, I'm not.
Totally is.
Yet or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
He's clearing off the table to make room for a map in case we get into danger. Jinxer.
Well, I mean, since we've made the interruption, let's just do it. Fuck it. Fuck it. You sat down and put the headphones on back.
Sorry, I was just trying to help since I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Since you were just farting.
I was trying to help by not putting us in that situation.
I think
It's a pretty map, though.
12.
You don't notice anything.
Yeah. I never do.
Oh my god.
Hang on, I'm almost done.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's just like, if I can hear it in my headset.
I'm just curious what you're trying to find.
I knew that there was a bird in here somewhere.
Oh. Cool. And then the bird dies. No.
I mean, that's more of like a falcon.
I don't have a raven in the bag. I don't know if Arc Knight makes one or not, but if we do,
Hear that, Arc Knight?
Well, I have a.
But either way, they're still wonderful sponsors.
And we're happy to have this bird on our.
And I found this really awesome miniature that's a raven, actually like on a clear stand thing, so it looks like
cool.
it's in
flying.
flight. It's like $15 though, and I'm like, God damn it!
It's for Patreon level 2 supporters.